Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Darkthorn the Oracle. I have been away for quite a while, but now I'm back and I'm better. So I today have lined up several readings that I will be dropping throughout the week. So at your time of actually watching this video, I will have already recorded it like a day to a few days before, depending on which one of these I drop first. So I'm just gonna start by lighting some candles and cleansing the energy of this space and asking God, the ancestors, and spirit to come forth and give me the information that is pertinent at this time. So by the time you're watching this, you'll have known or will know what this reading is about. I have no clue what it's about. This was not pre-planned. This was a spur of the moment thing. All right, and I will sit this here and let that continue to burn. That is a throat chakra incense for those who are wondering. So I think I'm gonna start with a twin flame reading here. It's been quite a minute since I've done a twin flame reading. I do prefer to shuffle on camera, so nobody can say you pre-planned this. I didn't pre-plan anything. I didn't even pre-plan this reading, so. I open the floor and let the cards fall as they may, so. Ancestors, God, what do you want to tell us currently about the twin flame predicament at the moment? What is the energy for twin flames at the moment? What is the energy for twin flames at the moment? Oh, not there. Energy for twin flames at the moment. And I'll take all of these back. One more card, Spirit. What is the energy? Okay. Clarifying. Okay. I'll leave those right where they are then. All right. Bottom of the deck energy. Fresh start. I'll put this here. All right, so let's flip and see what's going on here. We have beliefs in reverse, inner child. We have control clarified by marriage in reverse. We have memories clarified by romance. And our bottom of the deck energy is fresh start. For twin flames. Some of you are not believing in yourselves. Some of you have a lot of inner child wounding. That is what's creating this need for control. That is why marriage or union in this case is not coming in, because y'all are control freaks. It may not even be in your day-to-day lives where you are a control freak, but it just may be when it comes down to relationships, you are a control freak. And that's coming from a discord between what you feel and what you believe. That comes from a discord between your head and your heart. And so right now, Spirit is asking you to open yourself up to a fresh start. Look back at your memories. Look back at your happiness. Look back at times where all there was love and there was nothing else. There was nothing underlying. There were no issues underlying, not just with your twin flame, but just within yourself. Look back at happy memories from your childhood. Everybody has at least one happy memory from their childhood. You may have to dig deep to find it. It may be seriously repressed, but it's there. And it was a moment where unconditional love was there, and unconditional love really took over everything in that moment. And I think right now what's happening is you're being asked to be aware within yourself of where you are the problem. This is not specific to divine masculine or divine feminine. This is the divine collective. You're asked to look within yourself and see times where you were the problem. And see right now what you're doing that could be problematic. Not even just against your twin flame, against other people, but just for yourself, within yourself. How do you self-sabotage? How do you self-mutilate? How do you self-retaliate? How do you diminish yourself? How do you let your ego take over and put yourself down? How do you stop opportunities from manifesting in your life? How do you turn away opportunities that are presenting themselves in your life? What are you doing to be counter-effective to the goals that you say that you have? What are you doing to put yourself in a continuous position to be right? Because what you may be doing to put yourself in a continuous position to be right is that your mindset is so negative that you constantly manifest negative things into your life, or put yourselves in positions where negative things will happen within your life, so that you can always be in control, you can always be right, you always get the outcome. Like everything never goes right for me type mentality, that naysayer, that negative Nancy, okay, that Debbie Downer. You are that person for yourself. And it may be that you are that person for other people, where they come and tell you their dreams and you just dump on their dreams, okay? You just dump on them. Whether you know it or not, it might not even be knowingly. And for some of you, it's so prevalent that your friends have taken a step back. Your family members have taken a step back. Your twin flame has taken a step back. Your romantic interests have taken a step back. Your children have taken a step back because they do not want to be around that type of energy. They don't want to be flooded with it all the time, where it's always about you, always about the drama that you have going on, always about what's going wrong in your life, where they can tell you good news, but you can somehow slide in a snarky type comment to control the conversation, to bring it back to you, to throw yourself a pity party. So right now, this beliefs in reverse, your actions aren't matching up with what you say you want. That's why you're not getting what you want. It comes from that inner child wounding, and you really need to work on, I don't want to say pacify, but resolving those issues within your inner child and focusing on making your inner child happy. But you cannot do that when you are always focused on how to manifest the negative for yourself and how to bring others down. Now, this may not even be at the front of your foresight, but for some of you, that's just what it is. And saying, I can't help it, or this is just who I am, or this is just how I talk, or this is just the way I see it, that's not good enough anymore. It's time for a fresh start so you can let in these new opportunities. You have to release the past. You have to give yourself a second chance. Some of you can't even get to your twin flame situation because you won't give yourself a second chance. Ancestors start looking this deck right quick. So I want you to focus. What is it? Okay. What is it that you're doing? What is it that you think you're doing to let yourself down, to deprive yourself of a second chance, to deprive yourself of future opportunities? What is it that you're doing? Is it the way you treat other people? Is it the way that you practice escapism in a situation? Is it the way that you constantly have a pity party? Is it the way that you turn yourself into the victim? Because a lot of people have victim mentalities where everything is happening to you, you do nothing to make it happen. You don't have a sense of accountability. And when you lack that sense of accountability, the problems are everybody else but you. So let's look. Yep, that inner child wounding, the child I was meant to be. The triumph of lies, that constant ego mentality of telling yourself things that aren't true. Envy is gluttony, wanting to keep up with the Joneses, wanting to be better than everybody else, wanting to have what everybody else has. And to you, this may not even be conscious, but it's coming out to the point that it's very clear to other people. Other people can see, and it's like you're always trying to be better than them. You're consuming things. You may be consumed by consumerism. You may be one of those people that is so absorbed with the material things in life, like you have to have this, you have to have this, and you have to have this. And you may not even know that that's what's happening, because consciously that's not what's happening in your brain. However, in your subconscious, this is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. If you're a person that's constantly late on your bills, or quite often late on your bills, or just behind on your bills, it's because somewhere in your life, you're practicing this envious gluttony. Oh, I want it, so I'll have it right now. Well, everybody else has it, why can't I have it? Everybody else has this going on, so why can't I do it? Oh, I'm this age, so at this age, I should be able to do this, that, and the third. Time is an illusion. There is no age to have certain things. There is no age to be at a certain place in life. Your journey is your journey. You will get there when you are meant to get there. And a lot of it is this child wounding that you have. And you need to learn, excuse me, I'm burping. The energy is flowing. You need to triumph over the lies that you tell yourself. Triumph over the lies that you've allowed people to tell you and you've internalized. Triumph over those people calling you stupid, or calling you uneducated, calling you fast, calling you all types of names. Unworthy, unlovable, ugly. All of these things that people have told you in your childhood that you have internalized. You've internalized those lies. And in order to triumph over those lies, you overcompensate. There are areas that you overcompensate, and you're really doing yourself and those around you a grave disservice. Like a grave disservice. People can't even give you the love that they intend to give you because they know that the way that you're going to reciprocate it is in such a way they can't be their full authentic selves with you, because you have this internalized wounding where these lies you let consume you into envious gluttony. You're a topper. For some of you, somebody tells you something great, you have something else to say. Because you have to top it. You have to constantly be in this realm of, okay, but I got this going on. Okay, but I'm on your level. Okay, but this, okay, but this, okay, but this, okay, but this. And there's no okay, but sometimes just be in the moment. Allow for other people to be heard. That doesn't mean that they're not willing to hear you, just because they need their opportunity to be heard. And don't make it a situation of, well, I went through this, so you should be able to do that. Everyone's journey is their own. And this is where you and your twin flame come into these conflicts, because you have these underlying overwhelming wrongs that have been done in to your mind, to your body, to your mental, to your emotional, spiritual well-being, to the point where you cannot receive each other authentically. You cannot practice unconditional love in a way that the other person can receive it. You cannot practice that unconditional love for yourself, so you definitely can't practice it for another person. That is why you're constantly in this reciprocation cycle, okay? If you don't give it to me, I gotta get it from here. That's some of you. For the others of you, it's I give, I give, I give, I give, I give, I give. So you should do this for me in return. When you give, it's supposed to be unconditional giving. It's attached to unconditional love. You don't give with the purpose of getting something in return. You give from the goodness and the kindness of your heart. Now, when you give to receive something in return, that's not unconditional, that's conditional. And a lot of you give your love with the condition that you will love me in the exact way that I think that love should be reciprocated, that I think love should show up. But when you do that, and being that you have these wounds, you don't practice unconditional love for yourself. So you have absolutely no clue the way in which love should be reciprocated. You have absolutely no clue the way in which love should show up in your life. And when you don't have that love for yourself and you have not modeled that for yourself, you become your own worst enemy. You become your own worst critic. You have not established love for yourself in a way that it shows others how to treat you. You show others how to treat you. And if you constantly dump on yourself, if you constantly tear yourself down, if you constantly put yourself in situations to where you go without and you are lacking, that's how people will treat you. If you constantly present yourself in such a way that people see you as this, and I know a lot of the times we tell you that someone else's perception of you has nothing to do with you. In certain cases, it does. Because certain people are able to sniff out the weakness in other people. And certain people in your life have specifically picked you out for friendships, relationships, employment, because they sensed from you and the way that you treat yourself that you were the type of person that they could abuse, neglect, walk over, use, throw away, put on the back burner, hide away, because that's what you do to yourself. You put yourself on the back burner. This person needs me, I'll do what I have to do for myself later. This person wants this, let me take care of their wants so they want to stay around for me. Forget what I want, we'll put that away from now. Oh, I have to go out looking like this because I can't look like my regular self. Nobody will want me that way. And what you do is you internalize that cycle within yourself, and other people see that. And other people pick you out for those attributes. Some of you are in relationships that you have been in for 10 plus years, and the outcome that you wanted or you thought that you should have from doing things a certain way is not coming to fruition because you don't treat yourself in a way that is respectable to other people. You don't treat yourself in a way that shows that you are deserving of anything because you don't even feel like you deserve anything. So if you're showing me that you don't feel like you deserve anything, but you're telling me that you feel like I should see you as deserving, those are mixed messages. So right now you need to work on your inner child healing. You need to work on loving you better. You need to work on what are your dreams, aspirations, goals. Because a lot of you attach your worth to what you have going on. And that's not necessarily the case. Because you can have a whole bunch of stuff going on, but if none of them is something that you actually care about in life, you're not living up to your worth. You're living up to a value that you feel is assigned by society. You're trying to create your value in society. Your value is within yourself. Once you create your value within yourself and you understand who you are and you understand how to love yourself, things will begin to fall into place where the romance and the happiness of the moment can overshadow all of these other things. Don't focus on what your counterpart is doing. Focus on what you're doing to yourself. Because I guarantee you, even though that you try to do better for everybody else than what you do for yourself, parts of how you treat yourself manifest itself in how you treat other people. because everybody knows we get really mean. We get really shady, really underhanded when we don't get what we want. And that comes out of conditional loving. So work on unconditional love for yourself. Work on a fresh start for yourself. Work on being mindful of yourself. Work on falling in love with yourself. Once you fall in love with yourself, it won't even matter to you how other people feel. It may not even matter to you how your counterpart feels about you, because you will be so in love with yourself and the life that you create for yourself. Those other things won't matter anymore. You won't possess this envious gluttony. You won't be focused on the lies that other people have told you about yourself and the lies that you tell yourself. You won't be focused on what your childhood was, what it should have been, who should have did what, how they should have lived, because those people had traumas too, which is why the trauma trickled down to you. They didn't deal with their own stuff and they trickled it down to you. When you don't deal with your own stuff, you rain on other people. You rain on their parade. And that may very well be what was done to you. And what you're doing right now is not making it any better, because you're continuing to dump on yourself. And that dumping on yourself, you're continuing to rain on everybody else's parade. So let's focus on ourselves. That's our takeaway. Focus on ourselves, our healing, love, light, and purpose, and passion above all else. Because a lot of the times, the love that you have for yourself is directly related to your passions in life. So love, light, and blessings to you, and I will see you in a future reading.